to the mind that becomes still, the universe surrenders. Good afternoon, I am Mokurai, monk of Silent Thunder Temple and Tai Chi instructor here at Stone Age Climbing Gym. Today we will go through the first part of the form, which we have previously gone through with much detail and explanation, but we will go through it today in silence, and then after that we will explore new movements. Here we go. Tai Chi, Yang style, modified, first 40 moves. before we get too involved in explanations and more moves introduced, let us go deeper into the silence with a very simple breathing and moving exercise. It will be inhale, as if splashing your face with a wave of energy, chi. And then inhale more as you bring energy from the third eye up to the crown chakra. Turn the eyeballs upward. And then exhale finally. Inhale as we cross hands. Let the crossing of the hands symbolize taking on the challenges of the world. Inhaling problems, knots that might arise that appear overwhelming. But then as we exhale, the knot unties, the glare softens, the hard road becomes softer, the problem disappears. Once again, inhale. Inhale more. Exhale. Inhale. Hold breath. Exhale. 2 more times on our own, at our own speed. Mind that becomes still, the universe surrenders. Okay, continuing with new movements today. We just finished what was called push through mountain. All right, continuing, it will be shift back, turn the toe, left hand comes down and then up to cover the ribs, right palm towards your left ear, move the right foot to this position. This is called back stance. Weights on the back leg. This is called lunging back fist. You lunge forward and deliver the back of the hand. Shift back, turn the toe. This is called deflecting down. We've already described the martial art application. And this is called parry with the left forearm and the left shin. Parry and punch while covering the ribs. Low X. Open wide the hands. And this is called boxing this is called hit tiger left hand high. Hit tiger left hand high. Low X. Open wide. Hit tiger right hand high. Low X. This time the hands rise close to the center of the body. Then we have a kick with a double block. Hands and knee down. Lift hands and knee. And this is called boxing the ears. Shift back, pivot on the right heel. Boat floats down the river. Shift to cat stance. Left kick with double block. Brush knee and push. Now an interesting sequence called hands waving like clouds. Shift back, pivot on the left heel. Turn your higher hand, upper hand like this. This is called looking into the mirror of your true self. The energy from your mind's eye goes into your palm and bounces like an echo or a radar back into your face, your third eye. And the energy bouncing back reveals that the energy itself is our true self. The mirror of the true self. It's revealed that we are not body, we are not our body, we are not blood and bone and sinew. We are energy. So this would be called hands waving like clouds. Pivot on the left foot. And then step to the corner and the hands exchange positions. Looking at the mirror of the true self, but looking into the other palm. It will be inhale as the feet come together. Looking at your palm. And then step to the corner, exhale. Change the roles of the hands. Inhale when the feet come together. Exhale when the heel touches. On the third time on the right side, we come out of that sequence. Thusly. Then we step directly to the side, not the corner, and deliver what's called the single whip. Next movement is called snake creeps down. Step back, shift back nice and low. Then we have a ward off left. And this is called golden rooster on one leg. Golden rooster on the other leg. This will be called high pat on the horse. Step to the corner. Breathe out. and that will be good. For today's introduction to new motions, let's look at those again with the breathing. So I'll breathe real loud now. That should make itself evident. Push through mountain. Some of the applications now. The golden rooster on one leg. That will be a shin block and a fingertip strike right under the chin. Golden rooster on one leg. High pat on the horse. This will be a block with the left hand and a knife hand chop to the head. High pat on the horse. Hands waving like clouds. Here, this will be grabbing a punch and then pulling on the punch and keeping it parallel with the floor to expose the underside of the chin once again. Here. And then when this hand comes up like that, it will be fingertip striking under the chin. The hit tiger, left hand high and right hand high, have to do with when a simple punch comes in, easy to visualize. When a punch comes in, we knock it down thusly, and at the same time, we have a hooking punch to the ear, to the temple. So it looks like this when you do them together. It's a wonderful thing to learn how to block and counterattack concomitantly at the same time. Okay, now I would like to go into a little Oriental philosophy, and the methodology will be, once again, a poem that I have recited 1,000 times to thousands of people, and they seem to enjoy it. Hopefully you will as well. It will bring out the theme that we started the session with of the mind achieving stillness. How the mind achieves stillness is by focusing on one thing. It's called a one-point concentration. In Buddhism, one-point concentration is called samatha, as opposed to vipassana. And one-point concentration is a wonderful way to get started with meditation. Insight meditation or vipassana meditation works a lot better once we have achieved great powers of concentration. Learning how to concentrate on one point leads to mental stillness, and mental stillness opens many doors of mystery. Here we go. A poem with some explanation. And the poem is called The Fruitless Flute. Old Chang ate nothing, not even fruit, was famous for a tune he played on his flute, lived on moonbeams and mountain air and morning dew, could handle a rotten peach and make it like new. He was considered a sage in his day and age, but refused to rule, so was put in a cage. Softening later, they said, well, if you won't rule, then teach. For we would that our souls become like the miracle peach. Old Chang consented, but only after much debate, on condition that his fruit be deemed the most great method of imparting the mystical lesson. For centuries, the tune he played has kept them guessing. All the emperor's court gathered ready to musically quote, but old Chang vanished into thin air after playing one note. There are several themes in this mystical poem. The first one, of course, has to do with not eating. Instead of eating normal food, like mere mortals do, he just ingested food from the cosmos. Advanced Taoist practitioners are very concerned about food. It's said in Chinese medicine that most diseases begin in the stomach, a result of what we eat. The 5 grains, we go to supermarkets, Whole Foods or Sprouts, we buy natural food, we buy whole grain, some of us buy organic whole grain. Guess what the Chinese call the 5 grains? I'm talking about ancient Chinese, people that were adept at spiritual energy cultivation. The 5 grains were called the 5 poisons. They make us age prematurely, wrinkle. Of course, meat is taboo for the internal alchemists. So it's a good thing to eat less. Not so much grain, not so much meat. Of course, no sugar and preservatives, chemicals. But the idea is to eat less and less normal food and instead cultivate energy so that energy becomes our food, so that we can actually absorb moonbeams or the sun or energy from the earth or energy from the chi that we develop through our Tai Chi practice. So then the next theme is that this energy not only can be used in martial art application to augment the power of our blows and blocks, but the energy can be used for healing. Even so much so that it can take what is rotten and make it redeemed or like new. Another theme brought out is that someone at this level is greatly admired and envied. And the government will seek to control it because it is a little threatening. So they'll control it by trying to force this person into a role of teaching where they can control him. So old Chang in the poem is very aware of this eventuality, but he manages to get control of the situation by agreeing to teach, but only on his terms. And he's sly, he has a plan, and his plan is to escape the jail sentence, escape the prison of being forced into a teaching role where they will censor his teaching. So his plan is to escape by the means of enticing method of teaching. I will teach by the flute. Listen carefully. There will be a hidden message in the mysterious melody. So they're already eager to learn this mystical message of salvation, and he gives them something that's not only way over their heads, but it is his escape means. He has developed his psychic power so much that he's going to teach them the lesson for those with ears to hear, and he's going to leave all in one brilliant stroke. He plays one note, and he's able to concentrate so intensely on that one note that he vanishes, he transcends. He goes to a higher dimension. He's gone. Perhaps he even stayed in the same room, and other people simply were no longer able to see him. He perhaps was vibrating at such a higher level, their mortal eyes, very limited eyes, could no longer see him. Or maybe he bodily just ascended and went to a higher dimension. Who knows? But the point is that he did leave a very instructive message to those with ears to hear. Concentrate deeply on one thing. One note is all you need. You don't need to become obese on a plethora of notes. I've heard music critics criticize Mozart for having too many notes. Great music is slow. Not too many note changes. And then when there are note changes, the effect is much more profound. One note, 1 point concentration. Could be the tip of incense in a dark room. Could be a candle flame in a dark room. I have stories I will tell you. Ancient, fascinating stories having to do with masters demonstrating what happens as a result of 1 point concentration. So the poem, the overall theme is minimalism. Do less and achieve more. There's a Chinese proverb, by doing nothing, all is accomplished. It's from Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching. Counterintuitive, by doing nothing, all is accomplished. It has to do with, once again, when the brain slows down, consciously, voluntarily, then the spiritual vibration speeds up. When we achieve stillness, a very interesting phenomenon occurs. When we achieve stillness, we create a vacuum and we draw things toward us. If you become 1 point concentrated, you will, by default, abandon myriad other things. And this abandonment, or this letting go of 1,000 things, will create a huge interest in your level of consciousness. Your consciousness will become a mecca, so to speak. And there will be many, many things drawn to you as a result of your letting go, of your abandonment of superfluous thoughts and activity. So the master, by doing nothing, accomplishes all things. Once again, it has to do with slowing down in order to achieve faster vibration internally. And now let's go to a Qigong exercise where we can slow down our movements, simple movements, and slow down our breathing, and slow down our thinking, so that we also can emerge with a faster rate of spiritual vibration. Who knows? Perhaps you might start to vibrate so fast you will become invisible to finite minds. The hands can start at the lower Tantian, 2 inches below the navel. As we inhale, fill up the lower stomach first, then the upper chest. Inhale, hands toward the heart chakra. Exhale as we push forward. Think about expunging the soul of negative energy. And then turn the palms up. Inhale, clean, purified energy from the universe. Inhale to the heart chakra, hold breath. Exhale to the sides. Palms up. Inhale, purified energy. Hold breath. Exhale to the earth. Inhale, more purified energy. Hold breath at the heart chakra. Exhale. As we push out negative energy from the top of our head. Palms like this. And then inhale purified energy from the heavens. Inhale to the heart chakra. Exhale. As we move the hands like this, and down. That motion symbolizes spreading out our achievement, our level of consciousness. Our sphere of influence greatly increases by moving the hands like this. The whole universe surrenders. And now we will inhale. Hold breath. Exhale. And then one last time we will inhale to our third eye like this. Hold breath. And then bone marrow washing. Together now a couple of times. I'll breathe a little faster than I normally would. We want to eventually start to breathe very slowly. I'll demonstrate now just how slow our breath can become with practice. I'll just do it for a short time, and then I'll do it at the faster pace to hold your attention. Okay, a little faster now, together, a couple times. One last one together. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this beneficial in some way. Namaste. God bless you. See you next time.
How did it go?
I'll let you be the